Hi guys, it's your guy GTF here, Greg Talks Football. This is going to be my first official video, besides the introduction video I did before. And what better way to start this off than to talk about my second favorite NFL team, the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I have my reasons for liking this piece of shit, loser, retarded, fucking franchise. Because I have quite a bit of things to say about the Arizona Cardinals. But I'm going to tell you guys why I became a fan of the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, like, the Giants weren't insufferable enough for this last decade. I decided to like the Cardinals. Now, this really started for me in 2008 when the Cardinals were doing great. They had Larry Fitzgerald, they had Darnell Dockett, they had DRC, they had Antrell Roll, they had prime young Calais Campbell, who's still playing in the league today, and I honestly can't believe it. He signed with the Ravens a couple of days ago. They had a bunch of amazing players. Kurt Warner, which I'm going to get into. I believe they still had Tim Hightower. They had Adrian Wilson, who I think is a general manager assistant now for somebody, so he's doing really well, but he was one hell of a safety. I absolutely loved watching Adrian Wilson. Like, again, those late 2000s Cardinals teams were pretty damn good. They really were. They had Anquan Boldin for a while before, I think they traded him to the Ravens, or he signed with the Ravens. Point being, though, these were pretty good, solid damn teams. But before they had this pretty good, solid damn team, the Arizona Cardinals, who were the Phoenix Cardinals, then they started out as the Chicago Cardinals in the 20s. Couldn't do shit. They were fucking losers. Then they were the Phoenix Cardinals for a while. Again, they were losers. Arizona Cardinals, then they were losers. Again, the Arizona Cardinals, as they are now, have always been losers. They're the oldest NFL franchise, as they were established in 1920, before, I think, even the Packers and the Bears. This Cardinals team, they have one NFL championship to their name, and that was in 1947 when they beat the Philadelphia Eagles 28-21. They've been century-long, pathetic losers. And they just really have been. So again, why do I like this team? Well, those Cardinals teams are fantastic. I loved watching them, along with my Giants being dominant back then in the late 2000s. Cardinals team was just awesome. And where I shit on Kurt Warner, and I hate Kurt Warner, is because of Super Bowl 43. Larry Fitzgerald should have a Super Bowl ring right now. This man had the best postseason a wide receiver had ever had in NFL history. When he destroyed the Panthers, he destroyed the Eagles, and he was doing good shit against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had the go-ahead touchdown. But to me, it shouldn't have gotten to all that, because Kurt Warner's stupid dumbass at the end of the first half threw a fucking pick six to James Harrison. That famous, I think, 99-yard pick six. Kurt Warner cost the Cardinals their only Super Bowl ring, and Larry Fitzgerald, who's been on that team from 2004 to, I think, 2020, that had no quarterbacks at all. This man had Josh McCown. This man had Drew Stanton, fucking Ryan Finley, who was a loser. Carson Palmer was good for a couple of years. Then he went back to having some bullshit again. This man deserved to win at least one Super Bowl ring, and Kurt Warner, in his stupid, retarded dumbass, made sure Larry Fitzgerald and those players on that team couldn't win a ring, because he threw the most stupid pass in NFL history. Yes, people want to say the Russell Wilson pass was stupid in Super Bowl 49, but that was an instant slant. That's where the ball's gonna go. Malcolm Butler just made one hell of a play. This bullshit, on the other hand, Kurt Warner had time and decided to throw the ball right to James Harrison. So that's why, to me, that throw was the worst Super Bowl throw, and honestly, one of the worst throws in NFL history. Cost this franchise a fucking ring they deserved. But moving on to the rest of the Cardinals history that I experienced, at least. They had a good year in 2015. Carson Palmer doing his thing, got traded from the, I think it was the Oakland Raiders. He was there a year after he had in arguments with the Cincinnati Bengals where he was originally drafted. He wanted more money. They told him no. He sat out the year. Then he got traded. He was a Raider. And then I don't know if he was on another team or if he started the Cardinals in 13 or 14. It was one of those years. But regardless, though, Carson Palmer on the Cardinals was not a bad quarterback. And he was making the Cardinals relevant. They made it to the 2015 NFC Championship. And then they ended up losing to the Super Bowl losing Carolina Panthers and that 15-1 team of Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, so on and so forth. And I think the year before that, in 2014, the Cardinals were doing great, but then Carson Palmer tore his ACL or tore his Achilles, and then he was out the rest of the year. But the point of this is, this Arizona Cardinals team has not been relevant since that 2015 NFC Championship loss. And it started when they picked bum-ass 5-foot midget Kyler Murray. And I hated this pick. In 2019, when they made this pick, I could not stand this shit. I didn't like Kyler Murray. I didn't want Kyler Murray. I don't want my quarterbacks being that short. And I was proved right. One playoff appearance. They lost to the Rams, got blown out, I think in 21. And they just haven't been the same. And as a guy who likes the Cardinals, mainly, again, because of Larry Fitzgerald won, but two, a lot of my favorite players went to the Cardinals. Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, a.k.a. Honey Badger, Hassan Reddick, who was great. I mean, just a bunch of great players went there. Budda Baker, who is still a Cardinal today. I loved and still love the Arizona Cardinals, but it's just amazing how much of a loser franchise they have always been. In the 20s, they were losers. In the 30s, they were losers. In the 40s, they won one championship. In the 50s, they were losers. In the 60s, they were losers. Then they became the Phoenix Cardinals. They were still fucking losers in the 70s, 80s. In the NFC East at that time, just being the Giants bitch, being the Cowboys bitch, the Eagles bitch, and the Redskins bitch. I mean, shit. I mean, they've had success against the Eagles, but the Giants in Washington fucking own the Cardinals, even when they were in the NFC East. Like, if you see the all-time records, it's bad. It's honestly really bad. Now, they have a winning record against the Eagles, I believe, but that was, like, when the Eagles were some shit, too. But, I mean, then, in 2001 or 2002, when the Texans came in the league, the Cardinals were no longer in the NFC East. They moved to the NFC West with the NFL realignment of everything, which, honestly, that's where they should have been, because it was a pain in the ass for all the NFC East teams to have to go to Arizona once a year to play them. And I believe because it got so hot there, the Cardinals would start primarily on the road in September, like 3 out of their first 4 games, or all of them, things like that. So being in the East wasn't a good fit for them, and I think that's honestly a big reason why they sucked. Is what I want to say, if they got better from 2002 to now, which, I mean, technically they did, because they were, I think they made like 3 or 4 straight playoffs in like late 2000s, but they still fucking suck. Like, they still suck. They just still suck. I mean, it's just bad. But now I want to get to present time. I've told you guys why I became a Cardinals fan. Why they are my second favorite team, even though they're fucking losers. But this 2026 draft, I mean, Jesus Christ almighty. These fucking Cardinals, or as a friend sent me a meme, the fucking retardinals. They are fucking retards. I could not stand this draft. You have a roster that's beat up. You don't have a quarterback right now. Your running game is James Conner, pretty much. Your wide receivers, Marvin Harrison Jr., who you're wasting away. Trey McBride's a solid tight end, probably a top 5 tight end in this league. I give them credit for that. Left tackle, Paris Johnson Jr.'s not bad. Honestly, not bad. Let's try to think of anyone else. Buda Baker at safety, not bad. Will Johnson, the corner, who fell to you because of injury concerns in the second round, solid, pretty good. But, like I said, I made this video primarily because of this 2026 draft. Which, by the way, first and foremost, this draft's a fucking F. People have been nice giving it a D. No, this is a fucking F. This draft is horseshit and fucking terrible. And I'm gonna explain why. You have the 3rd overall pick. Fernando Mendoza goes off the board at 1, okay. And then number 2, it's David Bailey. It's not Reese. You have the 3rd overall pick. You're the Cardinals. You barely have anything at all. What should you do? You could pick the best tackle in college football, or a guy who could be an elite guard in Francis Mauigoa, who is absolutely fantastic. Hell, you could go a Monroe Freeling if you want. To me, the 2nd best tackle, in a primarily left tackle, big arms, just needs... is a pretty good tackle, but has a few issues, but are coachable. Hell, you could even go with the project big-ass tackle, Caden Proctor, who, if everything goes right for him, he could be a top tackle or whatever in this league. But again, you have Paris Johnson at left tackle, so I understand not going Monroe Freeling, not going Proctor. But you could have gone fucking Mauigoa or Spencer Fano. Fano, I'm not a big fan of, but he could play right tackle. You barely have an O-line as it is. You have Paris Johnson Jr. That's it. You don't have guards, you don't have centers. You have nobodies. What do the Cardinals decide to do? You have needs everywhere. You could go Arvell Reese with great upside. Take him, really evolve your defense. You could pick Ruben Bain, even though I'm not his biggest fan, but at least he was productive in college. What do the Cardinals do? With the 3rd overall pick, the fucking retardinals pick Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame. Now, Jeremiah Love to me is like the 2nd or 3rd best player in this draft. Again, it's a weird draft, really no dominant quarterbacks, all that. But the Cardinals chose to pick Jeremiah Love. Now, on my Greg Giants channel, my primary channel, where I discuss Giants, I said the Cardinals could go Jeremiah Love, that there was a chance they could, but they would be really stupid to. This pick reminds me of when the Giants went Saquon Barkley in 2018. The Giants had no offensive line, they had nothing. The Cardinals just did the same thing. And honestly, as much as Saquon Barkley's pissing me off, he was a much better prospect than Jeremiah Love was. And the Cardinals just burned the 3rd overall pick and picked Jeremiah Love. You have no quarterback. You have no offensive line except Paris Johnson Jr. And you go Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love ain't doing shit this year until you get an offensive line that can block for him. He ain't doing anything. I thought Saquon Barkley could do without the O-line. I was like, okay, you know what? He's still a dominant running back. He ain't gonna do shit. Jeremiah Love ain't gonna do shit. And I'm pissed off that the Cardinals wasted a pick like that. You could have gone anything and it would have been good. They go with the guy that literally, he won't do shit for them. I would be surprised if he gets to 1,000 yards this year. It's just like, is Monty Ossenfort fucking serious? This should have been Francis Mauigoa. Stick him at right tackle. You have your bookend tackles now. It's like, are you fucking serious? How do you sit there? If you're the Cardinals, and also you could have traded the pick down. You could have traded the pick down. Because I know there was a team that could have wanted an Arvell Reese, that could have wanted Jeremiah Love for themselves. But you chose to ignore all that and pick Jeremiah Love that's not going to do shit for you for possibly the first 2 years. And you're paying him $53 or $52 million in guarantees, which is the most by far for any running back currently in the NFL. And he hasn't even taken a damn snap yet. I'm sorry, it's an inexcusable pick. It's a D+ fucking pick. This was the worst possible situation Jeremiah Love could have gone to. The Cardinals are not ready for a running back. This is a luxury position. You cannot afford it all. You needed to build in the trenches, and you just burned the fucking pick. How do you do that? How does Monty Ossenfort still have a job? That's all I would like to know. Like, what in the ever-living fucking shit was this? Like, seriously, what the fuck was this pick? I'm sorry, it's just I can't get over how stupid this is. Jeremiah Love is a great player. I'm not saying he's not. He is not going to do shit behind this Cardinals offensive line. And especially, you're in the toughest division in the NFL. The three rivals in your division all made the playoffs last year. They all made it to the divisional round. Hell, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl for fuck's sake. And to compete with those juggernauts, you choose a running back that's not going to be able to do shit for you right now. That is so inexcusable, it's pathetic. You went 0-6 in the division last year, and I don't see that shit changing. You're gonna be 2 free wins for those 3 juggernaut teams. Like, oh my God almighty. Between Ossenfort and then the Bidwell family just being some shit, I don't see the Cardinals getting better anytime soon. I mean, how they're drafting, I wouldn't be surprised if they have the first overall pick next year and just draft a fucking kicker with it. Like, seriously. They'll see Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers, CJ Carr. They'll see all those quarterbacks up there. Oh! Now let's go pick a kicker. Which I'm gonna get into that monstrosity bullshit later in this video, because I'm not fucking done yet. But I have no faith in the Cardinals. I really don't. They have a good few pieces on their team that I like. And Marvin Harrison Jr., who is a generational wide receiver who came out, has been dog shit these first 2 years. Mainly because Kyler Murray was fucking terrible and sucks. But Marvin Harrison Jr. now inherited the Arizona Cardinal way, which is suck and be terrible. Dropping passes, can't do anything. Get the fuck out of here, man. And then not to mention, this team wrongfully fired Jonathan Gannon, to me, when they shouldn't have at all. They should have given him at least 1 more year. It's not Jonathan Gannon's fault that they have the midget quarterback that can't see above his fucking offensive line, a running back that chooses to drop the ball before the goal line, resulting in them losing a football game. Like, get the fuck out my face. Get the fuck out my face, man. Shit, I hope Matt LaFleur does a better job. I really hope he does, but my God almighty. Then with the second round, they actually did something smart. They picked guard Chase Bissantis, I think out of Texas A&M. I'm pretty sure that's where he went. Great! Good pick! He could be your left guard next to Will Johnson. Now, if they were smarter, they would have had an O-line of Will Johnson Jr., Chase Bissantis, and then Francis Mauinnell at right tackle. You would have had 3 of the 5 done. And then you could have just signed somebody next year in free agency, and you could have started to have a good offensive line. But no, we're the retardinals. We can't be smart. We have to be stupid. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. So they have 2 of the 5 offensive linemen now. But then the thing, the Jeremiah Love pick pissed me off, but I wasn't going off and raging on their whole fucking franchise. The pick that did it for me, that honestly drove me up a wall. And I was watching the draft. I was on the phone with a friend, because he unfortunately couldn't make it. As soon as the Cardinals announced with the first pick in the 3rd round, with the 65th overall pick, that this team that needs everything, you need everything, they choose to go Carson Beck, the quarterback out of Miami. First of all, I thought it was a joke. No, I honestly thought it was an actual joke. Like someone was playing a joke on me. Or pulling a prank, like Impractical Jokers or that type of shit. Because I didn't think that the team that needs everything, that they wouldn't have been stupid enough to burn the first pick in the 3rd round. That could still be a starter for you, by the way. That they pick one of the worst fucking quarterbacks that couldn't win a national championship with the Georgia Bulldogs because he was such a loser. His Sid-looking ass from Ice Age looking fuck, Carson Beck, couldn't win there. Then this man goes to Miami, loses the national championship game to fucking Indiana and Fernando Mendoza. I didn't think the Cardinals picked that guy, but then I look on my screen and I see in big letters, the Cardinals picking it's fucking Carson Beck, and I'm just like, why? Why? You could have picked Jermod McCoy in the 3rd round. You could have done anything else, and they go Carson Beck. And I'm just trying to understand, wrap my head around why. And especially after that I ranted on this team and their history for 30 minutes. Cause this is so fucking pathetic. And such a bad pick. Like, you're gonna suck ass next year. You're gonna have a top 5 pick. You're getting 6 automatic losses just from your division. And you choose to go Carson Beck. Why? Why? You're gonna get a quarterback next year. Why? Are you gonna be stupid enough to talk yourselves into Carson Beck if once you actually suck and get the 1st or 2nd or 3rd overall pick? Are you gonna sit there if you're Monty Ossenfort, if you're Bidwell, I think Michael Bidwell now, and you're gonna sit there and be like, you know what? Carson Beck actually played not bad this year. We should give him another chance. No! You draft a quarterback with that next pick next year. You don't give Carson Beck a chance. You trade him like the fucking Cowboys did. I mean, like Patriots did Joe Milton. No, the 3rd pick. I'm sorry, the 3rd round pick, the 1st pick in the 3rd round. That's too rich for him, and that's to that point where now the team would have a discussion if he's good. If they would have picked him in the 5th round, maybe even the 4th. Okay, I still would have liked it, but I could have let that go. But I could see this stupid fucking retarded franchise, the Retardinals, actually advocating at the end of the year, Carson Beck's our quarterback. They would have the 1st overall pick, and they would probably trade that shit. They would probably pass on an Arch Manning, a Lenore Sellers, or a CJ Carr, or some of these other quarterbacks. And they would be like, nah, we're good. Oh, Dante Moore as well. They would pass on all of them and pick Carson Beck, because that's the type of shit this fucking franchise would do. This is the thing this franchise would do. I feel so bad for the actual really die-hard Cardinal fans that just love the Cardinals, that actually watch this team. And then worse comes to worse, they actually do content on the Cardinals. I would fucking kill myself. I would actually get a gun, put it in my mouth, and pull the trigger if I had to do 365 days of content on the Arizona Cardinals. I love the team. I can't do that shit. I don't know how they do it. Because this team is a constant disappointment year after year after year. And then when you think they're going to get better, they do some bullshit like this. I don't even care about the rest of this draft, to be honest. This draft's an F. They failed. It's a failure. Jeremiah Love is going to be a good pick in 3 to 4 years from now, when they actually start to establish the important shit, the quarterback and the fucking offensive line. Then Jeremiah Love's going to thrive. But there were times he got shut down, too. Game against Miami, so on and so forth. Their best pick was Chase Besantis. That's it. And the Carson Beck pick, that's fucking stupid. It's honestly stupid. What are you going to do? Have Carson Beck as a backup? You're going to draft a backup quarterback in the 3rd round? Come on, man. Like, I honestly just can't believe they did that. I can't believe they actually did that. Like, I mean, fuck. Like, the Jeremiah Love pick wasn't bad enough. where you needed to go offensive line. You were getting mocked offensive line to you, because you need offensive line. And they didn't do that. They go with Jeremiah Love. Have fun being the 2018 Giants. That's literally what the fuck they are. They have no quarterback, even though the Giants did, but Eli Manning was pretty much on his last legs. You're going to have a great running back like they did. You're going to have a great wide receiver like they did in Odell Beckham. But you're not going to have shit else. You might have a really good offense, maybe. But you are still some shit. You are still some shit, and it just makes me feel bad, because I love the Arizona Cardinals. They are my second favorite team. There are so many players on this team I fell in love with when they went there. Again, Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Larry Fitzgerald, just Hassan Reddick, so many guys. So many of them. And I just feel like the Arizona Cardinals are never going to get better. And they're going to constantly still and continue to be the punching bag of the NFC West. And it's really sad. It's really sad, because I remember the days when the Arizona Cardinals were dominant. I was young, yes, but they actually were a good football team. People actually respected them. Then in my high school days, alright, they had some problems here or there, but then they were dominant in the 2014-15 seasons, and then I believe in 16 as well, but then after that, when the Giants really started to get bad, the fucking Cardinals started to get bad, and it hasn't been the same since. It just really hasn't, and it's just a damn shame, but I hope to see them getting better, but I just don't see it, man. The Arizona Cardinals make me sick. I hope Matt LaFleur he's got to create some magic or something, because honestly, this is the worst team in football. People want to talk shit about the Jets and the Titans and the Raiders. At least they have talent. I mean, the Cardinals have a little bit of talent, but you have no quarterback. Like, the Raiders have Fernando Mendoza. The Jets have more talent than you. The Titans have Cam Ward. They have a quarterback. So they're instantly better than you. I mean, like, the Browns have a great defense. So it's like, there's nobody, you're definitely the worst team in the NFC. There's no disputing that at all. The Panthers are better than you. No, I'm sorry, the Saints are better than you. The Giants are better than you. The Vikings are better than you. You're the worst team in the NFC. There's some argument for the AFC. Again, your Jets, your Dolphins. Okay, maybe they're better than the Dolphins. That's the comparison. Maybe they're better. Because the Dolphins are legitimately actually trying to tank. The Cardinals are not. The Miami Dolphins want one of those quarterbacks. They traded Jalen Waddle away. They have nothing. But the Dolphins actually made a smart move. They actually picked Caden Proctor with the 12th overall pick. And then again with the 3rd overall pick, if you could have just traded it down. You could have accumulated so much draft capital. Yeah, maybe not as much because it's not a quarterback, but, like, come the fuck on, man. Like, why, how can you sit there, seeing all the problems you have, seeing, okay, we can't do shit in our division, your instant reaction is Jeremiah Love. I can't understand it. I just don't understand it. I really don't, man. But regardless, this is gonna be it for my first official video as Greg Talks Football, or GTF. I just can't, man. I just honestly can't. But I'm gonna hope for the best with this Arizona Cardinals team. I really am, from the bottom of my heart. So until next time, until the next GTF video comes out, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I hope to see you in the next one. And peace.